Okay, we're here with Lauren Spurgeon, Public Safety Director in the City of Fort Valley. We're here to talk about the Front Porch Roll Call. Before we get into that, can you tell me a little bit more about yourself and this community?
Sure. Like you said, my name is Lauren Spurgeon. I've been with the City of Fort Valley now for approximately 21 years. I started off here as an intern. I attended Fort Valley State University and I graduated Fort Valley State University with a criminal justice degree. I basically worked my way up on the investigation side at the police department. I made sergeant lieutenant and I ended up being the assistant chief. I have my master's degree in public administration from Columbus State, and I've attended various trainings on leadership and management throughout the state. Most notably was the one conducted at Georgia Public Safety training up in Forsyth, executive development training, which was a very good class.
Okay. Now, the City of Fort Valley itself, what can you tell us about it in terms of its composition, population size, things like that?
Fort Valley is a bedroom community. Most of our population works outside the city and lives here. It's also a university here. It's a college town, which creates some kind of unique challenges for us, of course. Our daytime population is probably around 15,000 to 16,000. Our nighttime population is probably between 9,000 and 10,000 people. That fluctuates, of course. But like I say, with it being a residential community, that means that residential burglaries, thefts and stuff are a priority for us, and it creates some different things for us to be working on.
Okay. Now, for the Front Porch Roll Call, what kind of police department do you have here?
We're very community-oriented, policing focused. That's, our mission statement includes a phrase about community-oriented policing, and we want to engage our citizens in as many ways as possible that are positive. We understand that the nature of police work means you're going to have some negative interactions, and we try to balance that out by doing as much as we can in the community as far as engaging our kids and our citizens in a positive way. One of our big things is that we don't want to be seen as overseers or bullies. We want to have a partnership with our citizens where they understand that our power is derived from them. And, people only allow you to police them. And, that's very important to us, and that's an integral part of what we do every day.
Where does this idea of the Front Porch Roll Call come from, and how would you describe the impact of this program on the city?
Well, to be honest with you, I was perusing through our Facebook page news feed, and I came across it was a media release from I think it was Fort Pierce Police Department about some things they were doing with Front Porch Roll Call, and I read it and I was interested in it, and they alluded to the fact that it originated in Tampa, Florida. And I made a couple phone calls, and when I talked to the training lieutenant down there, it was kind of like, my road to Damascus moment. It was like a blinding light hit me. I was like, this is such a simple thing to do. And basically, it has really been a positive program because I have been just really encouraged by the amount of feedback we've got from the citizens and the amount of interaction we've had.
So how does it actually work? What happens at a Front Porch Roll Call?
It's very simple. Every day, police departments meet and they exchange information. It can be information as mundane as, hey, Unit 3 needs a tire, or it can be talking about an armed robbery or murder or whatever. It's just, this is what we just talk about the day's activities. What we did was, instead of doing it inside of our briefing area, we just take it and we put it in the community. And what happens is citizens invite us to their homes, we come over there, and we basically exchange this information.
So it's basically just making whatever happens inside the police department a little bit more public.
It's all about transparency and just getting the citizens engaged. When you come to the program, we have a Front Porch Roll Call, you actually have 2 shifts over there, so it's going to be, between 10 and 15 cars at one particular area. Of course, all the citizens see the police, and you got the neighbors that want to come over like, hey, what's going on? And you basically got an audience right there, and it really just gives people kind of an understanding of what we do in our day-to-day activities.
Okay. Now, the biggest question for a lot of cities that are thinking about adopting this program is obviously the financial cost. Sure. So what can you say about that?
Well, anytime you make a decision, in a leadership decision, it should be based upon those two metrics, and the number one metric is cost benefit. Honestly, the only thing it really has cost us is a little bit of overtime. For instance, if an officer was supposed to be writing a report or doing another activity, he might have to work a little bit longer, but because we're talking about a 5 to 15 minute window, it's really hadn't impacted us that much. And matter of fact, we're in the budget process right now, and it hasn't impacted my budget at all.
Right.
But the benefit way outweighs the cost of what, in amount of overtime that we've paid. The community response has been tremendous. People love it. We've actually had people that barbecue, they fry fish, they bake cookies, and it's been a really good thing for us. And any amount of money we've had to pay has been well worth it.
The second aspect, there's a second one you mentioned,
Yes,
might be a risk or risk mitigation.
Yeah, risk mitigation, and basically the risk could be if somebody was talking out of turn at one of these things, it could be some information shared. So what we did was we kind of went over some things that we're prohibited from talking about. We do security and integrity training every year anyway, and when I talk about security and integrity, I'm talking about criminal histories, car registration information. We're prohibited from discussing that stuff in public at any rate. When we went over that stuff with the officers, we're not allowed to talk about juvenile information. And you don't want to discuss any ongoing criminal activities or how you're allocating resources throughout the community. So those are pretty simple things, but they could, impact us negatively if not handled the right way. And so far, we've hammered it into the officers' head, and we've been doing a good job with that.
Okay. Well, for cities who are interested in adopting this program, we will have Chief Spurgeon's contact information on the screen in a second. So for now, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all coming.
Thank you.